Okay, so we're going to make the French seam. This time we have it with the wrong sides of the fabric together. This is one of the only times you'll have it wrong sides together. I've pinned my two pieces together so the pins are perpendicular to the cutting edge. For a French seam, you're actually going to sew it twice. So the first seam we're going to do is going to be on the 10 line. So I'm going to start in a little bit. I'm going to turn my needle. I'm going to back stitch, and I'm going to just follow the 10 line. And of course, as I come to my pins, I'm going to pull them out. Now, the idea behind a French seam is that you encase your raw edges inside the seam allowance. So we've done this on the 10 line, which means my seam allowance is 1 centimeter, and I'm actually going to trim that down to less than half. Not bad. Now normally, if I wasn't in the middle of doing a demo video, I would go press this. Instead, I'm going to do finger pressing and cheat a little bit. I'm going to use my fingernails like when you're creasing paper. So it's nice-ishly creased. And I'm going to fold it over along the seam line. I'm going to stab myself with a pin, and then I'm going to pin it in place the same way I did before. So now I'm treating that seam that's along the edge as my raw edge. Now I need to do a very, very narrow seam on this. It's going to be a 1/4 inch or 6 millimeter seam. So instead of using one of the lines on my throat plate, I'm actually going to use the edge of my presser foot right there. And I'm going to put my needle in, and I'm going to back stitch and not sew over my fingers. Does work quite a bit better when you press it instead of finger press it. Back stitch again, turn my hand wheel, make sure my needle is all the way out. So now when I open it up to the right side, and I finger press, which I would normally go press, I have a beautiful plain seam, but on the other side, my raw edges are actually encased inside the seam allowance.